Hey queens, I'm going to show you how to build mega volume fans using the bouquet technique and the wrapping method. So first I'm going to start brushing my strips of lashes because I want them nice and fluffy to prepare them for these bouquets that we're making. And I'm using a 0.03 lash, and you need to use these for mega volumes. You could even use a 0.02, which are hard to find, but I can tell you some places that sell them. You just need some really good tweezers to use those to pick them up. So they're really thin hairs, and once they're brushed out, you're going to grab a little chunk kind of midsection towards where that little line is and shimmy from left to right, pulling them right towards you. And just don't let them fall off. Sometimes if you don't do it fast enough, you'll see you're going to get some little straggly hairs, which happens, but just pull it off. There you go. And see those little hairs there? Well, that's okay because you're going to dip it into the glue. Just a little tiny bit there on the tip. And then you're going to loosen up your tweezers a bit, but still hold on to it good, if that makes sense. And then you're going to tap it down. And then the more you tap it, you have an extra second. You're going to be doing this a lot faster, by the way, so the glue won't dry. But once you tap it, it does just fall into a beautiful bouquet. And just make sure those bases are nice and thin and pointy. You don't want them thick or square. So again, you're going to put in the glue and you're just going to tap on the side there really gently until it comes out like a bouquet. So thin, probably a lot thinner and lighter than a classic lash. But depending on your client's lashes is how big the fans are going to be, because somebody with thin lashes can't hold a big amount of fans like this. So again, grabbing it there in the middle, pulling it towards you. Oh yeah, don't forget the shimmying. And then there it is. Hold it tight until you tap it in the glue. Then you're going to just loosen it a little bit. You can kind of roll it along there, tap it until you get that nice bouquet look. And the good base that will wrap right around the lash. We'll try to wrap it around this fan here. Oh, we got it. But I don't like a little gap like that in the middle. I want them all kind of closed, all spread out nicely. Doing it with the 10s now. A little tap, just not a lot of glue because you don't want it riding up and wrecking your fans. And there's the little fan. Well, it's a big little fan. It's short, but it's big. It's mighty. And they don't all have to be perfectly the same as long as they look beautiful. Pulling the fan towards you, tapping, tap, tap on the side. I hope you can see that okay. But I got a strip there of lashes, and I'm going to just show you where I'm going to place them. 1/2 millimeter away from the lash line. And then I wrapped it around. I kind of went in from the side this time. You can also go from the top base first and then gently press it down, and then it will wrap around the lash and just hug it with all those little lashes there. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to go in with my isolation tweezers. I always isolate first and then I put the lash on, but I just find it helps with speed. That time I put it from the top and it kind of hugged around. So grabbing, shimmying, pulling towards me, dipping, tapping. And then I'm going to isolate. And we'll just, I came on kind of from the side there. Go on this way from the side. You can go to either side. You just kind of got to work with the lash and see what works best. Again, grabbing it midsection, pulling it towards me. Don't forget the shimmy. I forget to say the shimmy, but when I'm doing it, you won't even think about it when you're doing it. And then you'll get into this flow state, like a groove, and you'll get really fast at it. It shouldn't take you like more than 5 seconds to make a fan. I would say 3 seconds, and that way your client's not waiting so long in between for you to make them, which will happen, of course, at the beginning when you're practicing. So any chance you get, just practice. Put a little strip on your hand and get the tweezers and just start fanning, making fans with your free time. Perfect them. I know you can do it because practice makes perfect. And again, I'm going to apply sometimes where I think I'm going to put the lash. Doesn't always work out with isolation, so I put it wherever I can, especially when you're in a rush and you can't be taking, all day because you have a day filled with clients booked. So right there, I let some hairs go, and you just got to work with the lashes. Don't throw away the fans if they're not perfect. Try to work with them and dip them in and see what happens, because sometimes they correct themselves, or those little hairs that are not wanted will just fall off. And look at, you can even open up your fans while you're applying them on the base of the lash, because that gives it extra time for the glue to cure and dry, and then you don't get any stickies in between. Just give it that extra little second there. Put it right on the base. I put it from the top this time. I'm letting it wrap right around. You're just gently kind of pressing downwards towards the base, lightly and gently, so that you're not breaking the fan, so that you could get that fan to wrap around that lash and just hug it. Again, grabbing midsection, shimmying from left to right, pulling towards me, dipping in the glue, tapping on the tray, and then applying it to the lash. It's actually really fun once you start doing it. I love it, and I'm addicted to it. I love making mega volume fans. I love making all volumes, but I just find this to be so satisfying, and I'm glad I learned this technique, because I was doing it the hard way before, and I was being so picky with my fans when, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be beautiful, like I mentioned before, and they have to be applied properly, of course. You don't want too much glue, and like I said, the bases need to be nice and thin and not thick and square. So make sure you get a good quality brand of lashes. You don't want the brands that are cheap and have that sticky residue at the bottom. They need to be loose all the way through, because you will not be able to do the wrapping technique unless you have the lashes that are free at the bottom there and all separate. You'll just have this lash that kind of, it'll be hard to put on, and it'll just fall off probably in like a week. So I just find the wrapping technique to be so much better. Who needs pre-made fans, right? I think handmade fans are way more beautiful, and you can customize them according to your lashes, to your client's lashes. And, if people have gappy lashes, you can make wider fans. I know I have to do that sometimes with certain clients, and I'll show you in a video that I'm going to be posting soon about that, because, you want to create the best look you can. It's an art, and it just takes practice, but you will get it, and it'll be super easy once you do. Like, you won't even think about it. You'll just, get really fast at it, and it'll just be like a second nature. And eventually they do all look the same anyways, because you're grabbing the same amount, unless you're doing a lighter volume. But in this case, these are like extreme megas. I mean, there's probably at least 20 fans here. And that's okay, because a lot of people like these lashes, and they're not everybody's cup of tea. But I do find that I have a lot of clients that want mega volumes, and you'll probably get a lot of clients that do too. So you want to master the mega volumes so that you can offer every